I am Brendan Shabath. Devin, we talked about it in the women's game that just ended a couple minutes ago. Very unique situation today. Second time meeting almost 48 hours ago. We were doing the exact same thing in Americus, getting ready for a tip-off in what was a very big game then. It's still a big game here on Wednesday between these two teams. The Nighthawks pulling out a big win on the road on Monday.
Yeah, big win on Monday. Pulled them out back up to 500 in the Peach Belt Conference. North Georgia looking to get back more into the win column after snapping that 5-game losing streak last week. So it's going to be a big game for both of these teams tonight.
So we mentioned that this game means a lot for each. North Georgia 7-7 in conference play on the year. Georgia Southwestern 2-12. Still, in different ways, it means a lot for each of these squads. The Nighthawks did clinch a berth into the Peach Belt Conference tournament with the win over Georgia Southwestern on Monday. The Hurricanes now cannot catch them. Georgia College as well can only tie them, but they would both still be in the field should that happen. And it was thanks to A.J. White for the Nighthawks, who had his second consecutive 23-point game on Monday. He's shooting in the last two games 52% from the floor and 50% from deep. They have needed him as of late. He struggled a little bit before these last two games, and they've gotten him in the last two. Big win against Beaufort and now Georgia Southwestern.
Yeah, it seems like they've turned things around in those last two games you mentioned. Like A.J. White on Monday night had 23 points, was the leading scorer between both teams on Monday night down there in Americus, Georgia. And really, he's been a key contributor over these last two games after North Georgia snapping that 5-game losing streak to USC Beaufort on Saturday.
On the other side, Georgia Southwestern got a big performance and is going to need another big performance from the junior forward out of Greenville, North Carolina, Josiah Shackelford, a transfer from Florida Gulf Coast at the Division I level. You see 18 points a game, 7 rebounds, leads the team in blocks with 29 in the air. He had 20 and 11 on Monday, but was not enough. He's also the conference leader in field goal percentage. He's going to need a little bit of help tonight, though, if Georgia Southwestern is going to pull off an upset and pick up a much-needed third conference win of the year.
Yeah, it's a little bit tougher tonight because now you're actually having to go on the road, come here to Dahlonega instead of playing at home. So it's going to be a big night for the Hurricanes and Shackelford, who's really been a bright spot on this team in a year where it's been a down year for them. So we'll see what the Hurricanes have in store tonight for North Georgia.
Big one coming up in Dahlonega. Just a few moments. Stick around. Starting lineups courtesy of Jim Stewart. Brought to you by the Northeast Georgia Health System, the official healthcare partner of UNG Nighthawk Athletics. Jim, take it away.
Conference matchup featuring the visiting Hurricanes of Georgia Southwestern University taking on your University of North Georgia Nighthawks. Ladies and gentlemen, as one of 6 senior military colleges in the United States, we invite you to please join the University of North Georgia and our guests as we honor America and those who support our freedom both at home and abroad. Today's anthem is a pre-recorded version as performed by the UNG Boar's Head Brigade Patriot Choir. Oh, say have you seen my dawn's early light? What so proudly hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red, those were singing. And now, let's meet tonight's starting lineups. The starting lineups are presented by Northeast Georgia Health System, the official healthcare partner of UNG Nighthawk Athletics. First for the visiting Hurricanes of Georgia Southwestern. Number 0, Tim Hall Jr.
Are you sure? Because I don't see it on
Number
B-Mix
1,
or on
Antoine
Huddle
Weber
right here.
Jr.
because it went red when I went up there. They redid it. It went red, and I don't know, maybe that's up again. I told him to redo the link.
And number 10.
What's the error saying?
The Hurricanes head coach is Aaron Combs. He's assisted by Marcus Faison, Danny Zarzetsky, and Trey Bryant. And now, the starting five for your North Georgia Nighthawks. At guard, a 5'10 junior from Memphis, Tennessee, number 1, A.J. White. At guard, a 5'11 senior from Alpharetta, Georgia, number 13, Sutton Smith. At forward, a 6'6 freshman from Springfield, Illinois, number 21, Zach Hawkinson. At guard, a 6'3 junior from Kennesaw, Georgia, number 24, Caden Charles. And at center, a 6'9 junior from Birmingham, Alabama, number 32, Colin Turner. The North Georgia head coach is Dan Evans. He's assisted by Ben Casanova, J.C. Cabin, and Hannah Perkins.
Are we good? Those are your starting lineups, courtesy of Jim Stewart. And this a big game for both of these teams. For the Nighthawks, Colin Turner, the junior center out of Birmingham, Alabama. We mentioned A.J. White, the key player in this game, back-to-back games with 23 points. Caden Charles, the junior guard out of Kennesaw, Georgia, has been on a tear in the last few. He's had 5 double-doubles in the last 11 games. He's been great. Sutton Smith, senior guard out of Alpharetta, Georgia, a 2-year-ago transfer from Alabama Huntsville, has been phenomenal as of late and made 4 straight starts. And the ball gets tipped to Zach Hawkinson, the 5th and final starter for the Nighthawks, the freshman forward who's had a dominant season, averaging almost 10 points and 7 rebounds a game. Both teams desperately need this win tonight, and North Georgia will start with the ball first. Hawkinson into the paint, goes up strong with the right hand and puts it in. Zach Hawkinson flexes on his way back down with a good first bucket. This is Antoine Weber Jr. That goes to Shackelford, the key player that we highlighted in the open. Drives and scores easily. You can see why the 6'9", 225 Shackelford is a key ingredient to a win for the Hurricanes. White off the screen from Hawkinson. Now here's Charles. Slip pass down low to Hawkinson. Extra pass in the corner. White for 3. Yes! A.J. White picking up where he left off. 5-2 early. Back-to-back buckets on the first 2 possessions for the Nighthawks. Weber Jr. in the corner. That's Gavin Guion. Back up top to Antoine Weber Jr. Down low, they try to work Shackelford over. Turner missed it. Airballed the layup from in tight. Rebound the other way. White, a good move. Shackelford slipping. Hawkinson now to Smith in the corner. Oh boy, that was almost messy. Turner trying to work on Shackelford. One-hand pass. White, or Smith, excuse me, buries the 3. Sutton Smith knocks it down. It's 8-2 Nighthawks. And quickly a timeout for Georgia Southwestern.
Calls a 30-second timeout.
This building is rocking. White had a little bit of the ankle breaker on Shackelford in transition. Smith got it down low to Turner, relocated. Nifty pass from Colin, and Sutton Smith buries the triple to make it an early 6-point lead. A little over 90 seconds into this game. Sutton Smith, this is his 5th consecutive start in the last 5 games. In that stretch, he's averaged 26 minutes per game. On the season, he's averaging just 17. And in those 26 minutes per game in the last 5, he's been a really big piece for them, a calming senior presence out there on the floor. And the Nighthawks have won the last 2 to end the 5-game losing streak.
Tim Hall Jr.
Hawkinson on the wing. White drives. Charles, he'll take the 3 on the wing. Charles hits! Nighthawks are 3 from 3 from downtown. 11 points in the first 2 minutes. Shackelford has it down low, nearly taken away. Ball's loose, and now Smith comes up with it in transition. Charles for Turner, taken away by Nielsen. What an interception on the lob pass. Up the floor, it's Weber Jr., his floater left short. Comes right back to him on the tip. And they'll reset with a fresh 20.
Possession stays with the Hurricanes.
Nielsen hits the mid-range jumper. Smith to Turner on the right elbow. Charles on the left wing. Charles gets into the paint. Kick out Smith. He stops on the jump stop. Right on the PBC logo. They get Hawkinson on the post up. Trying to work on Tim Hall Jr. Hawkinson bodying up. Turns, goes up strong, off the glass and good. Zach Hawkinson with another tough bucket down low to start this game. He's got 4 points. Nielsen for 3, rattles down in front of the Nighthawk bench.
Georgia Southwestern foul on number 0, Tim Hall Jr. That's his first, team first. Media timeout on the floor. Fans, tonight the North Georgia Student Athlete Advisory Committee is holding a raffle to raise money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Tickets to enter the raffle are just $5, and the winner gets a basket of UNG swag and a season pass for all UNG athletic home events. The winner of the raffle will be announced at the halftime of the men's game, so make...
Here in beautiful Dahlonega, your home is more than just a place. It's a place you run to. But every home faces the wear and tear of weather over time. And when it comes to protecting your family, a quality roof is everything. Our team is dedicated to protecting Dahlonaga's families and landmarks alike, with roofs that stand up to Georgia's unpredictable weather and keeps our communities safe and dry. From storm-resistant shingles to energy-efficient options, our roofs are built to last, backed by our product and labor warranties and a commitment to quality that's unmatched. Whether it's a small repair or a complete replacement, we've got you covered, Dahlonega. Call Joshua 19 today for a free consultation. Protect what matters most with a roof you can trust. Joshua 19, proudly roofing Dahlonega, one home at a time.
Into the game with the Hurricanes, number 21, Abram Driver. Josiah Shackelford.
Guys, for some technical difficulties we were having here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. 5 minutes into this contest between the Hurricanes and the Nighthawks. It's a 2-point Nighthawk lead. UNG really good from three-point range to start this game. They got out to a 13-6 lead, but it's been 5 straight for Georgia Southwestern, and that man, Josiah Shackelford, just misses the jumper. He's the key player to watch, the transfer from Florida Gulf Coast, as Charles flies in and draws the contact on Shackelford.
Georgia Southwestern foul number 8, Josiah
Caden Charles with 3 points already. A.J. White hit a triple, so did Sutton Smith. Zach Hawkinson has had 2 big buckets down low. Colin Turner, the only starter that hasn't scored yet in this lightning bolt of a start here in a big game for both of these teams. We talked about it in the open. It's likely that most of you watching on the Peach Belt Sports Network did not hear it, but this is a big game for both of these teams. Both met on Monday. Nighthawks down at halftime by 5. They roar back, outscore Georgia Southwestern 47-33 in the second half. Their defense was sensational down the stretch, and A.J. White had 23 points for the second consecutive game, a big one for him.
Yeah, A.J. White, the leading scorer in the game between both teams, and so far North Georgia off to another good start here in Dahlonega.
Lars Nielsen, their second leading scorer, 17.3 points per game, drills that mid-range jumper right there. He's got 7 of their 13 to start this game. White in that 2-game stretch against the Sand Sharks of Beaufort here on Saturday, and then the Hurricanes in Americus on Monday. We mentioned 23 points in each of those games, 51% shooting from the floor, 50% from downtown. A.J. White had a little bit of a stretch there, kind of coincided with the 5-game losing streak where he really struggled. He's turned it around in the last 2. They get off the schneid as a team, and now it kind of feels like maybe this team is turning a corner right at the end of the season.
Yeah, and the 2 big wins against Georgia Southwestern and then USC Beaufort. Much needed turnaround for North Georgia.
Charles late in the clock, puts it up and puts it in. White with the shifty move, and then Charles takes it away, and a foul call. That's unbelievable. The energy sucked out of the building. This place was going to explode without a whistle there. First, let's see the 3 that Charles just hit. That's his second of the game. Somehow that pass got there, and a beautiful look on our slash camera. Late in the shot clock, you could see the clock in frame. Charles drills it. He gets called for the foul on the other end, though. 18-13, a 5-point lead. Right side, that's Gavin Guion, junior guard out of Wilmington, North Carolina. Shackelford, the transfer from Florida Gulf Coast a year ago, tipped out of bounds by Shedenhelm, as the pass was intended for Nielsen. Shackelford will sit down. Into the game, Andy Antoine. So a little bit interesting storyline for Georgia Southwestern was some of the injuries that they've had. Matt Ansa did not play for the first time he's missed a little bit of time, but Tim Hall Jr. did not play for the first time this season on Monday. He's one of the best offensive rebounders in the country, leads the Peach Belt in that category, as well as total rebounds per game. The good news for the Hurricanes, he is back in this one. He's going to be big for them, crashing the glass, especially offensively.
Yeah, and you definitely want to see a player like that back in the lineup, especially coming off a almost 10-point loss on Monday. Definitely want to see him back out there.
Chris Cole and Colin Turner check back into the game. Shutters and Hawkinson out. Jamari Arnold in as well. Shedenhelm missed a little bit of time with an injury. Had started almost every game before that injury. They've slowly worked him back since. Did not start today. Sutton Smith got the start instead. Turner down low, reverse layup is beautiful. Right over Andy Antoine. And it's a 7-point lead, 7 minutes into the game. Backdoor pass nearly intercepted by A.J. White. It is still out of bounds off of Antoine Weber Jr.
Yeah, you can feel a lot of momentum going North Georgia's way early in this one. Something that they've desperately needed, especially coming off that 5-game losing streak. Try to turn that 5-game losing streak now into a 3-game winning streak. Did they pull off the victory against Georgia Southwestern tonight? Well,
just even, we don't really call it a streak, but the 2 games, it's the first time that they've won consecutive games since January 4th and 8th. That's over a month ago when they beat Flagler in the Peach Belt home opener and Georgia College on the road, as Turner gets called for the travel below. Boy, it looked like he got the ball on the deck in time. Instead, they say it was a walk. Second Nighthawk turnover of the game. Georgia Southwestern with 3 already. Guion back to Spencer Rose. Nielsen will take a pull-up 3. Misses it on the right iron. Good defense from Shedenhelm as Smith corrals the board. Cole in transition, trying to go quickly. They'll have to slow it down now with Arnold. 12 to go. Turner with his back to the basket on the elbow. Arnold weaving, kickback Smith. Jab step, drives. Split the defense, picked up his dribble on the PBC logo inside the lane. Cole will take a 1-dribble pull-up and hit it. Chris Cole, a nice jumper in the mid-range. Rose to Antoine. Gets it back on the hand of Arnold, got his hand in there and took it away. 3-on-2 for the Nighthawks. Cole stops, looks for the 3. Smith now in the corner. Extra pass. Shedenhelm's open. You bet!
Shedenhelm.
It was a great possession by North Georgia to get the points off the turnover. Put them up big over Georgia Southwestern.
Textbook possession for UNG. 1 extra pass, 2, and the 3rd from Arnold hits their lethal shooter from downtown as Shedenhelm makes it a 12-point lead with under 12 to go. 25-13. We'll be back after these words on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
I need to try it first.
At the heart of America's gold rush stands a beacon of leadership, tradition, and excellence. A university that has always led the way, forging an environment for broad-based academics, world-class athletics, and tomorrow's military leaders. The University of North Georgia. Learning and leadership, passion and preparation, transformation and tradition. We are the University of North Georgia.
Tonight's broadcast of the Nighthawk Sports Network is brought to you by Bryan Properties, the leader in commercial real estate along the Georgia 400 corridor, and a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics. Boy, Devin, this game has just started at a frenetic pace. 25 points already for the Nighthawks. Not even 10 minutes into this first half. Shedenhelm with the big 3 just before the break. And these first 9 minutes, it's just been go, go, go for UNG, an offense that has struggled at times this year. Certainly have to be happy to see this if you're a Nighthawk fan.
Yeah, you do, because it's been a rough stretch as of late for North Georgia. Get the big turnover here, but you know, it's something they needed to happen. And I was talking to a basketball player last week, and I was talking to JoJo Peterson, and he told me that they needed to figure something out. It looks like they figured it out.
So the Southwestern turnover is countered with a Nighthawk turnover of their own as the layup is made on the other end. Back to a 10-point game. Arnold, Cole, Turner, Shedenhelm, and Smith, the 5 for UNG. Rose, Shackelford, Hall Jr., Weber Jr., and Guion, the 5 for the Hurricanes. Smith, good quick step, drive down to the baseline, shovel pass, Arnold's wide open, and he leaves it too strong. Rebound pulled down by Guion. Up the floor, that's Weber Jr. Boy, that looked like it was blocked into the backboard and then the basket. Turner was way up there on that layup, but nonetheless, it goes in, an 8-point game now. Smith into the lane, Free throw line jumper, no good. And the Hurricanes will take their time now. Weber Jr. to Shackelford. Double team. Smith gets his hand in there and then gets away. It goes out of bounds. Dan Evans can't believe it's not North Georgia basketball. However, there are only 6 seconds on the clock for GSW to shoot it.
Georgia, number 25, Jack Shutters. Number 1, A.J. White.
Georgia Southwestern is most likely going to have to take a quick shot
and number 21,
on this possession.
Hawkinson.
Only 6 seconds left on the shot clock.
On the near side, baseline out. They look for Nielsen. Instead, it goes to Shackelford with 4, with 3. Trying to drive on Shutters. The floater off the glass is good. Josiah Shackelford is just huge and can move so well down low to get easily 5 feet from the bucket and make that floater.
And that was one of our featured players in the pregame. North Georgia's going to have to defend well against him today.
So after we were applauding the Nighthawk offense, it's been 2 minutes without any points. And Georgia Southwestern has this back to just a 6-point game. Shutters ends the drought right there with a nice left hook.
Nice shot by Shutters. Get some more points up on for North Georgia and end that drought.
Nielsen double teamed off the screen, found Shackelford. They try to keep it moving. Shackelford hangs onto it for a while, though, finally hands off to Guion. Gets it back in the mid-range. Guion, backdoor cut, open. Hawkinson, good help. No foul called on a hard contest, and the rebound by Shutters. Charles in traffic and in trouble. Evades and gets away. Smith is now open in transition. The 3 too strong. Shutters right there for the board, but couldn't haul it in as Tim Hall Jr. battled for it, but Smith gets the loose ball. Extra pass to Hawkinson. Now Shutters on the block. Over the smaller Nielsen, no foul. Hawkinson caught it. Goes up reverse and gets fouled.
Had a couple of opportunities. Georgia there.
Antoine Weber.
Hawkinson unable to come up with the basket, but gets fouled. Goes to the free throw line.
Hawkinson, a 69% free throw shooter this season. Been really impressed with the way his year has gone. Technically a redshirt freshman, was with the team last year, redshirted all last season. Guy who absolutely loves this game and this team. He plays with so much emotion and energy. You can see every night how much he loves being out there, and he's really played that way this year. One of the guys that they highlighted, the coaches, kind of in the early season training, if you will, as a guy that could be a breakout this year. Shackelford makes the reverse layup.
Yeah, and Hawkinson, he's having a really good year with North Georgia. And he got to watch under last year in what was a very successful season for the Nighthawks, and now able to contribute on this lineup.
And a moving screen on Hawkinson right there. He does not agree with the call.
Offensive foul called against
Obviously, everyone's emotional after your season is ended, but I remember Hawkinson being particularly emotional, especially for a redshirt who wasn't on the floor, but he wanted it so bad for those guys and for that team after last year. That stood out to me, and that goes to show how much emotion he plays with and how much North Georgia means to him.
Yeah, and a lot, you make a lot of bonds when you're on teams like that go on runs. Even though you're not playing, you're still with the team.
8-point lead, 7:47 to go. We're at the media timeout here in the first half. 29-21, Nighthawks lead it here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through.
With the highest rankings in heart surgery and heart attack treatment, the future of heart care is happening here at Georgia Heart Institute, where Georgia's hearts are always on our minds.
That old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind.
Georgia Heart Institute.
No matter how you connect, ETC delivers fast, reliable internet and secure, powerful Wi-Fi choices for your home for intense gaming, easy sharing, and buffer-free streaming on every device all at once, with local experts ready to help Connect to faster internet. Connect to awesome Wi-Fi. Connect to now. Call or visit etcnow.com to upgrade your internet today.
Fans, be sure to follow the Nighthawks on X, Instagram, Facebook, and all other forms of social media at UNG_Nighthawks. And check out UNGathletics.com for the latest news, scores, updates, and more about the entire Nighthawk family. 8-point advantage for North Georgia right now. Down low, Tim Hall Jr. pinned on the backboard by Turner.
Great.
White with it in transition. Good move. Nearly lost his defender.
Yeah, it was a great sequence there by Colin Turner. Go up, get the ball. Missed shot by Georgia Southwestern.
Charles hop step off the screen, had it poked away. Shackelford now in transition, 2-on-1. Nielsen is there. Shackelford keeps it himself and gets fouled. Thought Nielsen might have had an open layup, but Shackelford kept it, and the foul will go on Shedenhelm.
Yeah, Shedenhelm getting the hand in there, kind of around the waist, around Shackelford.
At the line for 2 shots for the Hurricanes,
Josiah Shackelford leads the conference in field goal percentage, like we mentioned, top 25 in the nation in that number, but just a 65% free throw shooter as he misses the first. Top 5 in the conference in scoring, made field goals, gets to the free throw line a ton, but that percentage is a number that they would like to see go up. Splits the pair on the second make. Looking for White. Hawkinson gets it to him. Now 2-man game with Turner. Nice step back by White. And nearly turned it over. Got it back somehow as it went through the legs of Shackelford. Now 5 on the clock. UNG all out of sorts here. They'll get a chance to reset on the inbound, but they'll only have 4 seconds to shoot it.
Yeah, it looked like it all started with White. He made a move and then almost lost the ball, and then you saw Hawkinson there at the end lose it. North Georgia's going to have to get something off quick here with only 4 seconds left on the shot clock.
White inbounds, Shedenhelm right back to him. He'll take the corner 3 and hits! AJ White, his second 3 of the game. Good. 2 for 2 from beyond the arc.
Good sequence there by North Georgia, and what could have almost been a turnover by the Nighthawks turned into 3 points.
That's a killer. That felt like a good defensive possession for GSW. They even got a good contest on the 3 as Nielsen responds with a long 2 right at the top. But great defense by the Hurricanes on that last possession, and it didn't matter as White splashed the 3. Off the screen, White slips into the paint. Somehow hangs onto the ball, but Shackelford blocked it right at the rim. Never really had a chance to get up there. Just impressive it wasn't a dribbling turnover. Now Shackelford will run through traffic, lose it as Hawkinson picks it up. Charles, White, another 3, another make! AJ White again, right in front of a sickened Aaron Coombs.
AJ White having a great night tonight so far. Back-to-back 3s.
Hawkinson, a tough board with an 11-point lead. Shedenhelm's open. That's the wrong guy to leave. He doesn't make him pay there. It bounces on the rim 3 times before falling off. And Southwestern survives another defensive possession. Shackelford got a head of steam after losing the ball and used it to score.
Shackelford
driving with momentum against Turner. Josiah Shackelford with 11 points to lead all scorers here in the first half. White off the screen, thought he was getting held. Good backdoor. Charles, the reverse, can't get it to go, just left it a little short. And another rebound for Hall Jr. Guion to Spencer Rose, back to Guion. And they're just trying to let this be Shackelford every time down the floor. Charles got in there to take it away,
Possession stays
but
with
couldn't
the
corral
Hurricanes.
it, and it goes out of bounds. Last touched by the Nighthawks.
Checking back in for the
4:28.
Nighthawks, number 4, Jamari Arnold.
There's a couple subs
Number
will
11,
come
Chris
in.
Cole.
Sutton Smith,
And number
Jamari
13,
Arnold check back in.
Smith. Entering the game for the Hurricanes, number 21, Abram Driver.
Shackelford
Number
does
24,
finally sit down. We'll see how much longer
Faustin
they keep
Fennell.
him on the bench in this first half. Abram Driver tipped it, but it was Chris Cole who had the last touch, so not over and back. Driver trying to drive, no pun intended. Has it on Cole, into the lane, turnaround jumper, fouled. UNG can't believe it, neither can Dan Evans. And Devin, I don't know about you, but I don't think I can either.
Yeah,
No
I'm going to take a look at the
number 11,
replay
Chris
again
Cole.
here, but
That's his first, team fourth.
he's driving and
Looks like pretty straight up defense
Yeah.
from Chris Cole.
Shooting 2 for the
didn't
Hurricanes.
seem like there was a whole lot of
Abram
contact
Driver.
down there in the paint.
And the first free throw from Driver is good. Only played 7 minutes, did have one made basket on Monday against the Hurricanes. He's only played in 13 games now this season. Freshman out of Rocky Point, North Carolina, and Bull City Prep goes 2 for 2. Smith, baseline wraparound, and didn't wrap enough.
Turnover by the Nighthawks.
Turnover for the Nighthawks, their 6th of the
Media
game,
timeout on
6
the
turnovers
floor.
each. That brings us to our under 4 media timeout. 3:59 to go. UNG still in front, 35-28 here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
Dahlonega Resort and Vineyard is a quick drive from Atlanta, but a world apart from the noise and sprawl. Escape to the North Georgia mountains for your next weekend adventure, or book your corporate outing at Dahlonega Resort and Vineyard today. 7-point lead for the Nighthawks, 4 minutes to go here in this first half, and we're already seeing, Devin, the effect of Tim Hall Jr. being back on the floor for Georgia Southwestern. He's their lead rebounder, like we mentioned. Top 20 in the country in total rebounds, top 10 in offensive rebounds per game. The Hurricanes get out rebounded 28-26. It's not a lot. It's not something that's going to stand out and make you say that's why they lost. There are other reasons they lost that game, but they do get out rebounded in that one. Tim Hall Jr., despite not starting, despite playing limited minutes in this one, 9 rebounds for the Hurricanes, 8 for North Georgia here in the first half so far.
Yeah, definitely letting his presence be known so far in this matchup tonight.
And he's got 2 of those 9 already. Nielsen started the game hot and hits. Maybe he's hot again.
3.
That's 12 points on the triple. He'll have a
No
chance for
Georgia foul, number 13,
13 at the
Smith.
line.
That's his first, team
It
5th.
can go from a 7-point game to a 3-point game.
Back in the game for the Nighthawks. Number 21, Zach Hawkinson.
Lars
At the line
Nielsen,
for one
the
shot for
senior
Georgia
guard,
Southwestern.
spent his
Lars
first year at
Nielsen.
the Division I level at Elon. Norwegian misses the free throw, so it is just a 3-point play the boring way.
Yeah, just through the missed free throw.
Turner just outside the elbow, back to Arnold, nearly lost it. Nielsen's there. Hawkinson squares up now, back to the basket, trying to go on Driver. Good long defense from Driver, but the bounce pass finds Turner. 3 defenders on him, bounce pass to Hawkinson. Reverse layup pinned on the rim by Faustin Fennell. Hall hands off to Rose. Nielsen, a guy that can get hot quick. Nighthawks have to be careful, and a travel on Nielsen.
Turnover by the Hurricanes.
Didn't put the ball on the floor quick enough after taking that step. As you see the replay there, he had kind of dragged that pivot foot and gets called for it. Nielsen had 18 in the game on Monday. Second highest scorer behind Shackelford for GSW. Foul called down low on Finor as Turner tried to get
foul,
position.
Number 24, Faustin Finor. That's his first, team fifth.
Turner outside the elbow. Under 3 to play in the first half. White back into the game. He's had a fantastic start in this first half. 9 points, 4 assists, 3 of 5 from the floor, all of them from downtown. Turner got his own miss, tried to stuff it home, tried to get his own miss again, and the call is a jump ball. It does still go back to the Hurricanes.
Goes to the Hurricanes.
Yeah, we saw Abraham Driver down there for Georgia Southwestern. Trying to get that ball out of Colin Turner's hands, ends up with
Jamari Arnold,
the
number
Hurricanes.
24, Caden Charles.
Still no Shackelford on the floor. He checked out around the 4-minute mark. They might try to close out the half without him, and they can do so if Lars Nielsen keeps hitting shots like that. It's just a 2-point game as he's up to 14. He's only missed once in 7 tries.
North Georgia needs something out of this possession. It's been almost 3 minutes since they've last scored.
Double screen for White leads to a Hawkinson drive and dish as Charles can't convert from long range. Under 2 to go. Nielsen on the leak out. Has to slow down as the pass was a little too strong. Dumps down low. And Finor can't make it. The rebound, Smith. And he got popped as he grabbed it. Not sure if they'll give this to Nielsen or to Antoine Weber
Georgia
Jr.
Southwestern foul number 1, Antoine Weber. That's his third, team 6th.
I think we were a little bit blocked by Turner on that replay. They do give it to Weber Jr. He'll check out. Gavin Dion back in.
Number 10, Gavin Gian.
UNG without a bucket in the last 4 minutes and 5 seconds. It's a 9-0 run in total for the Hurricanes, quietly and slowly.
Be nice to get a couple buckets to end the half here, gain some momentum back.
Lob to Turner, and he kisses it off the window. Acrobatic layup from Colin Turner. Kind of got bumped in the air and still was able to finish. Finally, a bucket makes it a 4-point game. Nielsen wincing in pain as he got bumped by Charles. Relocates to the corner. Rose, the reverse layup. Spun it too strong. Turner the board. White trying to go with a little bit of pace. Nearly a minute left to play. Floater from White. Too strong off the back. Up the floor to Nielsen. Doesn't have numbers. Sees that and then pulls it out. And they screened Nielsen to allow Smith to switch back onto him. That was maybe a mistake for the Hurricanes. They had the bigger Turner on him. Hawkinson with the steal. Hawkinson all alone. Finishes with the flush.
Hawkinson with the nice dunk, gaining, as I mentioned about a minute ago, North Georgia needing some more points up on the board to get some momentum going into the half.
8-second difference between the two clocks. Shot clock down to 16. Rose sliding on the NG with a 6-point deficit. Got it back on the handoff. Layup is good. Spencer Rose, a nice bucket there. And Dan Evans will take his use it or lose it timeout. 17.1 remaining in the first half. He's going to draw up a play to try to make it a 3-possession game. How about Zach Hawkinson? The good defense on the one end and the strong finish on the other end. He's got 8 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, a steal, a block, a foul, a turnover. He's doing literally everything.
He's Mr. Everything on the court right now.
He got this game started well for UNG, and they've held on to the lead that was once 12 points. It's just 4 right now. Feels like you probably designed something for A.J. White or Colin Turner or Zach Hawkinson or Caden Charles or Hunter Shedenhelm or Sutton Smith because they've all played well here in this first half.
Yeah, they really have, and it's been a really good team effort so far in this first half. And you just really felt the energy early on, too, having that big lead. Things have kind of shrunken a little bit, but North Georgia looking like they're going to go into the half with some potential momentum here. We'll see what they do on this possession.
Barring a disaster, they should lead in the locker room in about 17 seconds. A little bit of full court pressure from GSW. Looked light at first, but now Smith has to kind of survey and get away from a double team. White with 8. North Georgia's got to go quickly now. 5 for AJ. Corner, Smith. Smith drives baseline. Turner down low, fouled as he goes up. And the clock stopped at 1.1, and Aaron Coombs says something that I cannot repeat, and understandably so. His team played 16 seconds of good defense and fouled on the last one.
Yeah, almost everything went perfectly there for Georgia Southwestern, except for the foul at the end, as now Colin Turner's at the line.
Well, it was a good coaching decision to show the pressure, to slow down North Georgia a little bit, make them use more time than they wanted, and then they back into the half-court zone. Probably not what UNG was expecting, and threw them off a little bit, but Colin Turner gets to the line as he misses the first one. Collins, 76% at the year, splits the pair, and it'll just be one last heave before halftime from Spencer Rose beyond half court. Too strong. And a 5-point lead is what UNG holds at the break. Devin, a lot happened in that first half. Very fast pace, but the good news is for the Nighthawks, a team that, like we talked about, has struggled offensively this season, averaging 74 points per game. They're on pace for 80 right now.
Yeah, and North Georgia played a really good first half, and they really good at scoring and defensively as well, but, you know, they're going in the half with some momentum, which is what they needed to do, because there was a break in that where Georgia Southwestern was climbing back. I mean, you look at the paint totals, and one thing you're going to have to adjust for is 20 points for Georgia Southwestern in the paint, only 10 for North Georgia.
Been a very physical game early, especially for Josiah Shackelford and the Hurricanes. That's why the paint numbers are as skewed as they are right now. But the scoreboard is skewed in favor of the Nighthawks by 5, 40-35. After the first half. Stick around. We've got analysis, stats, and more coming up on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Hey there, sports fans. Ready to unlock incredible hotel deals? Get a free membership and save up to 50%. Stay grand. Spend less. The simplest site. The best unpublished hotel deals. peachbelttravel.com.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
To national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
We have a long tradition of athletics at the University of North Georgia. For the past 50 years, our athletic programs have been making a difference for our university. And today, I'm really excited to talk about how we will take that to the next level. When you think about elite athletics, you think about elite performance. Mary Rob, tell me what that means to you.
So elite performance at the University of North Georgia is unique because we have a value proposition unlike anybody else in this country, where we're able to perform at the highest level because of our connections with our Corps of Cadets and our College of Health Sciences and Professions, coupled with our professionals from coaches, athletic trainers, support staff in our Department of Athletics, where we're preparing our student athletes to battle on the field of competition, in the classroom, and in our community. We'll be elite in everything we do.
So today we are really excited to announce our strategic bet, where we are going to deliver elite performance, elite competition, and the most value-adding Division II athletic program in America. Go Nighthawks.
At the University of North Georgia, education is more than just a degree. That's why we understand student success is based on 4 interconnected pillars: academic achievement, sense of purpose, well-being, and belonging and engagement. Each pillar reinforces the others, forming the strong foundation that helps UNG students succeed during their time here. Academic achievement is what happens when students work hard and succeed in their studies. At UNG, no matter what degree you're pursuing, you'll receive support throughout your academic journey. We're here to assist with securing internships and study abroad opportunities, as well as other helpful resources like tutoring and advising to improve grades and prepare you for your future career. As a student, you develop a sense of purpose by exploring your unique strengths and personal values. This self-discovery happens when you join clubs, volunteer for community outreach, and participate in leadership activities. When you connect your strengths and values with your academic goals, you'll be able to make meaningful choices about your educational and career pathways. Well-being refers to the overall state of being healthy, happy, and prosperous. It's defined through 8 key dimensions: career, environmental, financial, intellectual, mental, physical, social, and spiritual well-being. When students maintain a healthy level of well-being across these areas, they can better manage stress and anxiety while enhancing their resilience and leadership abilities. Our Live Well UNG initiative promotes healthy behaviors and strategies for achieving overall well-being. We also understand the importance of belonging and engagement in fostering student success. This means feeling supported socially and connected to others on campus. From community building events to cohort programs and clubs, our goal is to make sure every student feels connected, valued, and empowered. At the heart of the University of North Georgia lies a commitment to academic excellence. It's about achieving dreams, finding purpose, enriching your well-being, and forging lifelong connections. Wherever you are in your educational journey, we are here to help you every step of the way.
No matter how you connect, ETC delivers fast, reliable internet and secure, powerful Wi-Fi choices for your home for intense gaming, easy sharing, and buffer-free streaming on every device all at once, with local experts ready to help. Connect to faster internet. Connect to awesome Wi-Fi. Connect to now. Call or visit etcnow.com to upgrade your internet today.
On campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are applying full court pressure and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
No matter how you connect, ETC delivers fast, reliable internet and secure, powerful Wi-Fi choices for your home for intense gaming, easy sharing, and buffer-free streaming on every device all at once, with local experts ready to help. Connect to faster internet. Connect to awesome Wi-Fi. Connect to now. Call or visit etcnow.com to upgrade your internet today.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
North Georgia lead at the break. Let's take a look at the stats from the first 20 minutes. Field goal shooting relatively even, but North Georgia 7 triples in 12 tries in that first half. Everything else is relatively close. That was the difference early in the game at the very start, and then when they went on that little bit of stretch to jump it out to their largest lead of the game at 12 before Southwestern kind of fought its way back towards the end of the half. UNG had a lot of energy. They still have it because they need a big win tonight to get back to above 500 in conference play this year.
Yeah, and it would be a much-needed win for the Nighthawks, going on a potential three-game winning streak if they win this game. Get some a little rest. So it's only been 1 day off between games since Saturday.
As we mentioned, Monday marked the first time in over a month they had won back-to-back games. They had a little bit of stretch there before the 5-game losing streak where they were trading wins and losses back and forth. Colin Turner starts the second half with a nice bucket with the right hand on the right side off the glass. So we mentioned that UNG has locked up a berth in the conference tournament as they get a steal there. White in transition, slows it down. Smith steps into the lane, picks up his dribble, and has to retreat. The win on Monday over Southwestern did that, solidified the berth. Turner too strong on the left hook over Shackelford. So now UNG is kind of just playing for seeding, but there's still a chance at 7-7 right now with 4 results left to be determined. You can finish 11-7 and be near the top 4, maybe even 3, depending on how the top shakes out with Columbus State, Augusta, and USC Aiken. What a block that is in transition by Antoine Weber Jr. against the 6'10 Colin Turner. And then Weber Jr. coast to coast misses the bunny right in front. And the near offensive rebound by the guy who does it almost more than anybody, Tim Hall Jr., is deflected out of bounds back to UNG.
Number 21, Abram Driver.
So UNG right now 7-7 in conference play. That's good enough for tied 6th with Flagler. In 8th is Georgia College, 4 games behind them at 3-11. So if everything went completely disastrous and Georgia College won everything and North Georgia lost everything, they would still only tie, in which both teams would make the tournament. For Southwestern, though, they're at 2-12, a game behind Georgia College for that last spot in the tournament currently with 4 games left to be played. So they've got a lot to play for down this stretch.
Yeah, and North Georgia trying to claw back over 500 in the Peach Belt today.
White's big 3 at the top of the key makes it a double-digit game. 10 points the lead, 45-35.
They call a 30-second timeout, but this becomes
Georgia Southwestern still has yet to score in the second half as we will take a timeout. White cans the triple. Nighthawks lead by 10. Fans, now you can wear what the Nighthawks wear. Thanks to the all-new Nighthawk Sideline Shop, head to nighthawksidelineShop.com for the latest UNG-branded apparel at an affordable price. Check out the latest hub for all your North Georgia clothing needs today at nighthawksidelineShop.com. So 5-0 run to start the second half for North Georgia against a Georgia Southwestern team, as we were talking about before the break, has a lot left to be determined in its schedule to finalize the PBC standings. They trailed Georgia College by a game, who's currently on the road against last place Columbus State, who's only a game back of GSW and 2 back of Georgia College. The Bobcats trail the Lakers 31-27 in Morrow right now, so that's good news for the Hurricanes, but that means nothing for them if they can't find a way to get back in this one here in Dahlonega. Hawkinson in the mid-range. Skip pass to Charles. He'll make the extra to Smith, who finds Shutters, the freshman, coming up top. Charles curled, and a moving screen called on Shutters on the dribble handoff screen.
Yeah, you mentioned this is a big game for Georgia Southwestern, trying to get into the Peach Belt Conference tournament, but you look at their, as you said, you look at their schedule, though. You got Georgia College and Clayton State coming up, and will be a big game against Georgia College later in the week, because that's who they need to jump in the standings.
Well, the 3 bottom teams who are all fighting for that last spot and are all within at least 2 games of each other will play each other tonight between Georgia College and Clayton, next week between Southwestern and Georgia College, and the week after between Southwestern and Clayton State. So there's a lot to be determined in the next 7 days between those 3 teams. Smith, a nice scoop layup on the drive for Suddy. And I think the fans at home may say, well, they're making a big deal about the number 8 seed. Let's not forget, USC Aiken hosted the men's tournament last year as the number 1 seed and lost to 8th seed Georgia College in the first round. So any game in this conference is never a given. We've learned that. We've seen that time and again. I'm sure people are sick of hearing it. But it is important who finds their way into the tournament and who doesn't, and how they match up with that top seed, which right now is looking like it's going to be Columbus State.
Yeah, it does. And the thing about it is Peach Belt is one of the toughest conferences in Division II. So, this isn't a conference that you just look at your your non-conference games. The conference games are the ones that are the struggle. The opponents know you better, but it's a really, really tough conference.
And we're just doing some research. I can't help but laugh. We're doing some research on the scores around the league. In Greenwood, Lander against Augusta, who's second in the league right now. The Bearcats, with 1:50 to go in the first half, are up 47-19 on Augusta. Mind you, that's a second-place Augusta team that UNG beat by 5 on this very floor a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at the Peach Belt standings, Lander sitting at 8-6 and Augusta at 11-3. That closes that gap to 2 games now. Not too much wiggle room going in the standings. There's only 3 games left, but that's a big game for Lander. They can pull off the win.
Columbus State and Flagler are close at halftime. So are Aiken and USC Buford, who I feel like people have kind of forgotten about a little bit since North Georgia beat them last Saturday. That's still a team that can find its way to the top of the standings if they really want to. Right now, the Sand Sharks up by 7 with 8 minutes to go in the first half. In Bluffton, they lead it over USC Aiken. So we're at the under 16 timeout in the second half, 47-39, an 8-point lead for North Georgia. You've been watching North Georgia basketball on the Nighthawk Sports Network. 8-point lead, 47-39, Nighthawks over Georgia Southwestern with exactly 16 minutes ago. We've been keeping an eye on some of the scores around the league because it's just scoreboard watching season in college basketball as the calendar nears March. And another game that's important for UNG is Flagler, as they're both tied for the 6th seed right now. Shackelford, 2 chances, 3 chances, and a foul called. My goodness, I lost track of the offensive rebounds right there.
Yeah, there was a lot of them down there in the paint. We'll see the replay.
Team third.
Looks like Georgia Southwestern, they're going to be going to the line.
2 shots for the Hurricanes.
Shackelford.
Shackelford makes the first. He now leads all scorers with 16. 2 for 4 at the line with a 5th one coming. And clanks it off the back iron, but a second chance again. Guion got the loose ball, tipped off the hands of Shedenhelm. Nielsen, Shackelford, 2-man game. Nielsen rattles out the 3. Shedenhelm skies for it, fights away, and draws a foul. Great job by Hunter Shedenhelm. I think he learned his lesson on the tip that led to the offensive rebound just seconds before. That one snared, chested it with 2 arms, and drew the contact.
Number 30, Spencer Rose.
Seven-point lead. We were talking about the Flagler game. Both teams, Flagler and North Georgia, 1-1 against each other, 7-7 on the year in Columbus right now. The Saints trail Columbus State 24-27. So that's good news for North Georgia as it relates to separating themselves with Flagler. But the first place Cougars still in front right now. And Turner had it taken away. Now it's Abram Driver. Nielsen, double teamed hard. He'll take the 3, just left it short. Turner got clipped by Guion, but the rebound comes down to White. White, nice deny on the screen. Shovel pass to Hawkinson, who powers it down.
Nice pass from White to Hawkinson for the dunk.
And that gets the crowd back into it after a lull in this second half. 9-point lead. Shackelford going to work. Too strong. Loose ball. Comes out to Smith. He collides with Hawkinson. They keep going. Shedenhelm. He'll step into one. Bottoms! Hunter Shedenhelm, his second triple. It's up to 12.
As you mentioned, crowd back into it. North Georgia back out to a double-digit lead. Momentum going all the way towards North Georgia.
It's a quick 5-0 run and a steal. Flip forward. Smith all alone with Guion. Stops, shovels to Turner. Goes up. It's good! 7 straight for North Georgia.
This is a booster shot North Georgia needed coming out of the half.
Driver trying to find Shackelford. He'll take it himself. That is not the shot GSW wants. And the Nighthawks up on a 7-0 run by 14 right now. Turner just outside the free throw line. They're trying to work Hawkinson down low, who had a mismatch against Spencer Rose, the 6-foot senior guard out of Oviedo, Florida.
That's his first.
And Rose fouls Hawkinson as he tried to get position.
Checking in for North Georgia, number 4, Jamari Arnold, and number 25, Jack Shutters.
So Turner and Smith sit down. Arnold and Shutters back in. Hawkinson, Shedenhelm, White round out the 5.
Number 13, Justin Dela Cruz.
White on the handoff. Good slip pass to Hawkinson. Tried to throw it down over the elevating Faustin Finor.
Hurricane foul
and drew a foul instead.
Faustin Finor. That's his second. Team third.
I think if Zach was willing to make a business decision, that could have been a pump fake and a jump stop layup, but we know Hawkinson, he wants to dunk it every time on top of everybody, and Finor wasn't going to let that happen, but Zach at the free throw line now.
Yeah, it was going to be a little tough for Hawkinson to get that dunk off.
He had 21 points in the game on Monday. 8 of 12 from the floor, was a perfect 5 for 5 at the stripe. He's really come alive in these last 3. He had 18 in the game on Saturday against USC Beaufort, and like we mentioned, 5 dunks in that game. He was all over the place, especially in the second half of that overtime win, 96-90 for the Nighthawks. Hawkinson perfect, lead up to 16, the run to 9-0. Finor, double teamed by Arnold. Shutters is there as well. Gets rid of it to Rose. In the corner, Guion to end it. Rattles out, Charles has it. One-handed pass to Arnold up front. Hawkinson back, Charles drives, Arnold, Hawkinson. Shutters thought about the 3. He does have one make this year. Slip pass off the screen. Hawkinson in the middle, hacked hard by Guion. He made the shot, but that is after the foul. It'll be the 4th foul of the half, so baseline out of bounds for UNG. Listen to this crowd get into this one. A 16-point game with 12 and a half to go.
Yeah, until North Georgia really started to open things up. The crowd has been really silent most of the second half, but they've really gotten back into this one, and it's definitely, you can tell it's feeding into the team as well.
Chris Cole takes the place of Zach Hawkinson, who deserves a much-needed rest. 12:33 and a foul. That's on Justine De La Cruz, the freshman out of Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic.
Team 5th.
First time we've seen him into the game. Here's Charles down low. Cole reverse, tried to slam it, but a foul instead on Abram Driver.
Abram Driver, that's his first. Team 6th.
Boy,
yeah,
that would have been a highlight reel poster for Chris Cole.
Yeah.
Shooting 2 for the Nighthawks.
Transfer from Shorter. Cole, a junior out of Lawrenceville. This his 3rd school in his 4-year collegiate career. He started at Morehead State in Kentucky at the Division I level. A lot of you will remember Morehead State for their upset in March Madness a couple years ago. That's where Chris Cole was. Redshirted his freshman year, played in 17 games the year after that, then transferred to Shorter, where he averaged 5 and 5 and over an assist per game last year. Still getting used to his role with the Nighthawks, but he's provided a little bit of life in a number of games off the bench for them. 18-point lead, 10-0 run, 12 minutes to go. We're 8 seconds away from the next media timeout after a whistle. Guion swerving through the lane, fouled, threw up the shot. It would have counted and he made it too strong though. And with 12:01 the clock stops, Guion has a chance to end the 11-0 North Georgia run at the free throw line.
Yeah, we'll see North Georgia that will continue to apply the pressure. They're on that big run right now, as you mentioned.
Gavin Guion.
Guion, a 90% free throw shooter this season. Not quite a high volume, makes the first. He had 9 points on Monday. He's only had over 10 points in a game once this year. That was all the way back on November 30th, very beginning of the season against West Florida. His 9 on Monday were the second highest he's had this year. And those 2 there are his first 2 of the night. He'll check out in place of Antoine Weber Jr.
Antoine Weber.
Tim Hall Jr. back in for the first time. He's played 13 minutes so far. Have to assume he's nursing some sort of pain or injury, and that's the reason he's not full bore starting lineup and playing a bunch of minutes in this game like he's used to. Charles, a good spin move, just too strong on the layup, but Shutters the putback, no, and the rebound is snatched down by Faustin Finor. Reverse layup blocked by Shutters, but Weber gets fouled. They will get Shutters on the penalty. 11:32 to go. We'll step aside for a media timeout. 16-point lead. UNG trying to pull away as we move into the later stages of this second half here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are applying full court pressure and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
Fans, the calendar reads February, the middle of it specifically, and that means spring sports are here in Dahlonega. Baseball and softball seasons underway just down the hill from the Convocation Center over at Lynn Cottrell Park. Bob Stein Stadium, Haynes and Carolyn Hill Stadium, both jumping as of lately as baseball and softball season have begun. Get your tickets now at ungathletics.com/tickets.
At the line for 2 shots.
See some of the softball players and baseball players in attendance tonight.
One baseball player I noticed in attendance had a graphic made for him the other day highlighting how good he's been. Andrew Zapata to start this year, oh my gosh, leads the PBC in on-base percentage, batting average, hits, runs, OPS, slugging percentage, and is top 3 in RBIs and stolen bases. The only guy he trails in RBIs is his teammate Philip Ard.
Yeah, it was a tremendous weekend for Andrew Zapata, clearly the MVP of the weekend. Peach Belt Player of the Week,
yep,
too. He just came in so clutch for North Georgia this weekend.
Nighthawks had 3 of them this week. Opata got it for baseball, Emily Truschel for women's basketball, and then in women's tennis, Angelina Linikova went undefeated in a road match against number 10 Auburn Montgomery to secure the women's tennis team's first ranked victory of the season. So she was the women's tennis player of the week as well. A trio of Nighthawks getting the weekly conference accolade on Monday. Turner good at the line. He's up to 10 points, the third Nighthawk in double figures, following White and Hawkinson, who have 12 points each. And 2 for 2. 17-point lead. Southwestern is in grave danger of letting this one slip away. Nice drive and reverse layup by Antoine Weber Jr., the left hand. He hit 16 on Monday. Only 7 tonight so far. Turner trying to work down low on Tim Hall. Out to Charles. He'll take a 3. Missed it off the right side, and De La Cruz has the board. Weber off the Shackelford screen. De La Cruz will launch the 3, miss it. Hall Jr. the offensive rebound, and that's what we talked about, his ability to grab those offensive boards. That's his second chance bucket, and all of a sudden it's back to 13. The 2 leaders on both teams, White and Shackelford, have both been quieted in the last 4 or 5 minute stretch, but Colin Turner has not. He now leads all UNG scorers with 13 points. Shackelford going to try to go to work against Shutters. His ears were ringing, and he puts it in. 18 points for him now.
Yeah, and that's a guy North Georgia's going to have to look. He's going to lock down in the paint, because that's now 28 points in the paint for Georgia Southwestern.
Only 18 for UNG in that same category. That was skewed heavily in favor of the Hurricanes on Monday as well. but UNG was able to pull out that game at the free throw line. They went 15 for 29. Excuse me, that's just A.J. White's numbers. That's how he's been from the floor lately.
That's 3 straight buckets now from Shackelford.
An 11-point game. Turner trying to drive through 3 defenders, and Hall just poked it away. Rose steps into one in transition and hits. Georgia Southwestern with a couple buckets. Dan Evans has seen enough. A 17-point lead dwindled down to 8 in just a few minutes as Southwestern has gone on a quick run. They've made 5 of their last 6 shots, which includes that 3 from Spencer Rose. And Dan Evans will take a 30-second timeout to talk it over. Devin, what do you think he's saying in that huddle right now, or is this just a chance to reset, maybe try to get Southwestern out of its rhythm?
Probably get Southwestern out of its rhythm because you had 3 straight buckets from Josiah Shackelford there, and then you had the 3-pointer from Spencer Rose. So now, you know, Georgia Southwestern very quickly cutting into that lead that North Georgia has. So you got to imagine they'll probably tighten things up on defense and maybe put the foot on the gas pedal a little bit more.
So it's an 11-2 run in just 2.5 minutes. A very short spurt to go on that kind of run. And the turnover on the one end will do that to you. As Rose hit the 3 to make it an 8-point game. And now Southwestern, understanding what's at stake and pressing the issue, is going to bring full court pressure. White tried to draw the double team, got it to Charles. Tim Hall Jr. so long and so quick at the tip of that spear of the full court press. 8.5 to go. Turner, Charles, and they drop into a zone in half court. Charles, down low to Turner, short corner, bounce pass Hawkinson, stumbled, kicks back. In the corner, and that one's intercepted. De La Cruz read it the whole way, intended for A.J. White. Rose, that's where he just hit the last one. Instead, he'll go to Shackelford this time. Backhand pass to De La Cruz, and now gets it back on the block. De La Cruz on the give and go, makes the layup. It's a 6-point ball game.
9-0 run now, right now for the Hurricanes. North Georgia looking for some of their first points in nearly 3 minutes now.
And Sutton Smith knocks down a big 3.
Big 3 by Sutton Smith, much needed for North Georgia, ending their nearly 2.5-minute scoring drought.
Basketball is a game of runs, is how the cliche goes, and this game has been very evident for that cliche today.
Yeah, it's really been a back and forth game, just 2 teams just kind of working off each other's momentum. One goes on a run, then the other one.
One more run from the Nighthawks at this stage, as Southwestern has already mounted a bit of a comeback to get it at one point within 6. It's within 7 right now. A run here from North Georgia would maybe end this game with 7 to go. Nearly taken away, out of bounds. Who was it last touched by? They both fell down on the baseline. They say it stays with North Georgia. Colin Turner looked like he was ready to get back on defense. And instead, after the media timeout, it'll be UNG ball. I think Hall was out of bounds before Turner was, as they both had their hand on the ball. We'll find out after the break. 6:57 to go, 65-58 the score. Nighthawks in front here at Lynn Cottrell Arena.
Here in beautiful Dahlonega, your home is more than just a place. It's a place you run to. But every home faces the wear and tear of weather over time. And when it comes to protecting your family, a quality roof is everything. Our team is dedicated to protecting Dahlonaga's families and landmarks alike, with roofs that stand up to Georgia's unpredictable weather and keeps our communities safe and dry. From storm-resistant shingles to energy-efficient options, our roofs are built to last, backed by our product and labor warranties and a commitment to quality that's unmatched. Whether it's a small repair or a complete replacement, we've got you covered, Dahlonega. Call Joshua 19 today for a free consultation. Protect what matters most with a roof you can trust. Joshua 19, proudly roofing Dahlonega, one home at a time.
Provided by Achesta, nestled in the foothills of the North Georgia Mountains. Achesta Golf Club is a true Dahlonega treasure. And speaking of golf, we were talking about the spring sports. We saw the men's and women's golf team honored with their seniors at halftime of this game. Some of the other sports as well, track and field, cross country, rifle. The sports that don't have a typical senior day at a venue, a home venue where they get to come out with their parents, got one at halftime today. That was a genius idea by Morgan May, the assistant athletic director for marketing and communications here at UNG, and that was really cool to see at halftime of this game. Late in the shot clock, White missed the three, but gets the rebound now as Shackelford missed, and A.J. White is going to score that in transition one-on-one 9 times out of 10.
You got to give big credit to Hawkinson there, who's able to punch it out of Shackelford's hands, and they were able to get the easy layup down on the other end.
Substitution for North Georgia.
So A.J. White is up to 14 points to lead the Nighthawks. Colin Turner sits down, Shutters takes his place. Shackelford leads all scorers with 22. Also 5 rebounds and 5 assists tonight for the big man. Averages less than 2 per contest. Another steal for UNG. Smith took it away. Looking for Shedenhelm. Makes the layup. Great play by Sutton Smith.
Yeah, good defense by North Georgia. Another possession there where they get the turnover and get some points out of it.
Quickly the lead back to double figures. Rose, the shot fake. Shovels it to Tim Hall. Goes up with the left. Fouled. I think they're going to get Hawkinson here. Nobody in foul trouble necessarily for UNG. Shutters has the most with 3 right now. Antoine Weber Jr. has 4 fouls currently for Georgia Southwestern. Playing in this game with 4. And Tim Hall misses the free throw. Has struggled at the line this season, 59% from the sophomore forward out of Charlotte. And he goes 1 for 2. It's about right.
Can't imagine North Georgia's probably starting to think that they want to put this game away, put it to rest. Had it earlier, but Georgia Southwestern came back.
Got to beat the press, which they've done so far. Nearly a turnover there, but Smith does a nice job coming to the ball and avoiding the turnover. That's poked away and out of bounds. A 10-point game. UNG will inbound with 15 seconds on the shot clock. So again, the Nighthawks head to Augusta on Saturday after this one. Georgia Southwestern heads to Milledgeville to take on Georgia College. A huge game for both of those teams. Shedenhelm will take the 3. Just too strong. Took a while to get that pass. Still looked very confident, as he is anytime he's got the ball in his hands beyond the arc, but couldn't hit. And now Dela Cruz will take a 3, and he knew that one was off before it even got there. Turned around and got back on defense. White, cross court, Shedenhelm, Shutters down low. The floater, yes.
Hit back in there by Jack Shutters. And good by Hawkinson to get that ball back in play down on the other end of the court to get it over to White. Could have been easily out of bounds on North Georgia at the very beginning of that possession.
Shackelford goes up, blocked by Shutters. Tim Hall, the second chance. Trying to go up again, blocked by Hawkinson.
Man, Hawkinson has been making some great defensive plays here in the second half. A lot of them have gone for points on the other end of the court.
Bucket here could be big. 12-point lead, under 5. Shutters inside the line, now to Smith. White curling, has some space. Shackelford on him. White, got it! The mid-range fader. 14-point lead. Georgia Southwestern looks gassed. De La Cruz with Shedenhelm on him. They're trying to work it with Shackelford. He'll just take a 3 this time. That one rattles out, no good. De La Cruz has taken a number of 3s in this game. That's 3 tries from deep now, clearly comfortable taking that shot, but just has yet to make it. UNG has a chance to take advantage of those misses here. White got the step, got the drive, in the corner, Shutters, extra pass to Smith, trying to find the reversal. Shedenhelm got out there, now got it back to Smith, who stumbles on the baseline and just stepped out of bounds. That's our first dead ball under 4 minutes. 73-59, a 14-point lead for UNG. The defense coming up big. Shutters with a block. Then Hawkinson got one. And UNG leads by 14 with under 4 here in Dahlonega.
No matter how you connect, ETC delivers fast, reliable internet and secure, powerful Wi-Fi choices for your home. For intense gaming, easy sharing, and buffer-free streaming on every device, all at once. With local experts ready to help. Connect to faster internet. Connect to awesome Wi-Fi. Connect to now. Call or visit etcnow.com to upgrade your internet today.
14-point lead. UNG so close to its 8th win of the season. Georgia Southwestern running out of time. There's the upcoming schedule for the Nighthawks at Augusta on Saturday the 22nd. That's going to be at 3:30 at Augusta. Then they've got one final road game against USC Aiken at 7:30 a week from today on Wednesday in South Carolina before the season ends. At the bottom of your screen, as you see, with Senior Day at home against Clayton State. That's actually supposed to be March 1st. A typo, an error on my part on this graphic. March 1st, Senior Day against Clayton State right here at 3:30 p.m. for the men's game. Those 3 games are going to be huge, particularly the one against Augusta. UNG is not fighting for the top spot in the Peach Belt, but they can certainly move up, and any win against the team above you is going to help with that.
Yeah, and it certainly will. I mean, North Georgia, for a while, going into the game against USC Beaufort was desperately looking for a win. 5 straight games without a win, and now they might be potentially going on a 3-game winning streak here, want to end the season strong. And
for what it's worth, Augusta is trailing, as we mentioned, by a lot to Lander right now. They were down 30 in the first half. It's 63-38 in the second half right now. Just keeping an eye on the other teams in the standings. Augusta, second place, 11-3, 4 games ahead of North Georgia right now with 4 results left to be determined this year. White, that might be a dagger. Drops it down! A.J. White again. He's got 19.
White, a big contributor for North Georgia. Getting the job done there.
Shedenhelm got a hand on that layup. As it goes out of bounds, it'll stay with GSW. A.J. White entered today 50 points away from moving up to 2nd all-time in the Division II era in North Georgia history. And he's got 19, so he keeps getting close to that milestone with every game that he keeps playing well, and this is now 3 in a row for him. Rose to Guion. They're trying to find Finor down low against Shutters. Post up or face up jumper, and Hawkinson flies for the rebound.
Yeah, and we needed a big game out of A.J. White because in that losing streak, there were a lot of off games from White, but he's been clicking the last 2 games for North Georgia, and he's clicking in this one, nearly 20 points for a 3rd straight game.
With today's performance, a 5 of 7 mark from downtown, White is now shooting 57.1% from deep in the last 3 games, 12 for 21. Shutters will take a 3. Jack got it! The freshman, all twine! The lead's 20.
Big 3-pointer there from Shutters.
His second made 3 of the year. 2 of 11 now. That one's off, and Hawkinson has another rebound. .140 to go, and this result looks all but decided now. White drives, Shutters, 2 in a row, no way. Oh, it just barely hopped out. Oh, man, it was halfway down. Rose will take a three. That one short. Shutters tips it to Smith. And maybe only one or two more possessions of actual offense for UNG, as only window dressing is to be done in this one. The Nighthawks are going to move to 16-11 on the year and 8-7 in conference play. And 4 times in 72 hours, North Georgia is going to beat Georgia Southwestern in women's and men's basketball. Shedenhelm, the reverse. Ooh, almost got it to fall, but he did draw the foul.
Yeah, it's kind of remarkable. North Georgia getting 3 wins in a row, all coming off one-day rest between each game.
Team 8.
Something that's just a little uncommon.
And it doesn't end. Saturday, day of rest. Monday, play, day of rest. Wednesday, play. 2 days of rest. Oh, wow. I mean, they're spoiling them now. And then they'll play again Saturday on the road at Augusta.
Yeah. So they've got their hands full for sure, but you got to be feeling good, though, that momentum is just kind of carrying from game to game to game when you play them in such short manner.
This time of year always feels like this for everybody around the country, I think. But when you get unlucky and you get a game rescheduled from mid-January to mid-February, a month later, it even adds to all the chaos of the schedule late in the season. Shedenhelm's second free throw gives him 9 points on the day. Aquinu, I think, accidentally stepped on it. And that's a brick from Abram Driver. Shot clock not quite turned off yet. Maybe North Georgia gets one more bucket. Dan Evans not calling the dogs off. They're going to try to go here. Why not? Get somebody a bucket who hasn't had one yet, like Chase Champion. 10 on the shot clock. Back to Shutters. He still wants another 3. Oh, it's so close. Jack Shutters maybe laying the groundwork for the development of a shooting touch, a 3-point range in his game. Aquinu gets the board, and this one is all over. On Monday and on Wednesday, North Georgia dominates Georgia Southwestern basketball on both sides, and the men take this one 80-59 to close off what has been a crazy couple days for both of these teams. A big win for them, Devin. They moved to 8-7 in conference play.
Yeah, a much needed win from North Georgia. We've talked about it numerous times. We see Dan Evans walking off the court here, celebrating another win, but a big win because that 5-game losing streak was really hanging over their head, and they were just trying to figure out something. It looks like they have figured out something over in the past week. 3 games in a row that they've won, and 3 more to go. We'll see. North Georgia maybe an opportunity to a 6-game win streak, maybe. We'll see. But, good effort overall today. A.J. White, another big game, 19 points from him. And just a really good team effort. Played well defensively. So excited to see what North Georgia has in store for the rest of the season.
White led the way with 19 points for UNG. 8 different Nighthawks scored. 7 of those 8 had 7 or more points, 3 in double figures. White, as we said, with 19. Turner had 13 with 7 rebounds as well. Hawkinson, 12 points, 7 rebounds. How about Sutton Smith getting his 5th consecutive start, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals as well. And A.J. White dished out 6 assists while grabbing 3 boards. I mean, this feels like the first 2 games, the Buford and the Southwestern game, feel like, okay, the losing streak is over. We've played 2 good games. This feels like turning a corner.
Yeah, it does, and that's something North Georgia's been needing for a while, because you had that, even before the losing streak, you just kind of had that imbalance. Like, you'd win one game, then you'd lose the next. You win, then you lose, and then they went on that losing streak. And now it feels like they're starting to strike a balance here, and maybe North Georgia going to go in and try to make some noise in the Peach Belt tournament, maybe sneak their way into the NCAA tournament too. They're starting to click again.
The next time you will see us in this exact same spot will be the first day of March. 3:30 Senior Day against Clayton State right here at Lynn Cottrell Arena at the UNG Convocation Center. For Aaron Panu, our director and producer, for Devin Kupka, my partner, I am Brendan Shabath. Thank you so much for joining us. Nighthawks win again, 80